committees. We have Representative Hennessy, who's chairman of Aging.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Secretary Hassel and panel members. I'm going to direct my questions primarily to Drew because the Department of Aging doesn't draw on the state general fund. We get 80% of our money from the lottery, roughly, and about 20% from the Older Americans Act, federal funding, various titles. So the importance of the lottery is magnified in my view. And I just wanted to talk to you, Drew. We meet periodically through the year, and you keep me up to date, and I appreciate the fact that you do keep me up to date on both the operations in the lottery and the health of the lottery fund. With regard to the operations, you've talked about the implementation schedule and how we're rolling it out in the spring and summer. It sounds like that's proceeding apace, and that's healthy. Tell me about the difference between Powerball and Mega Millions. Months ago, it seems to me that Powerball had its the odds against winning, so to speak, adjusted upwards to a point where Powerball was really riskier in a sense to play than Mega Millions. I understand that the Multi-State Commission has changed that, and that Mega Millions is now slightly harder to win than Powerball. Is that accurate, and can you give me any numbers if you have them at the top of your head?
Yeah, so it's about, I think, about 292 million to 1 to win the jackpot.
For Powerball.
Right, for Powerball. Mega slightly more than that. I don't have that, 295, 296 maybe. You know,
that adjustment's already, that's happened. That's the laws or the status of the games as we play them today?
Correct, yeah, that change has happened, and it's really just those games, people play them to win a life-changing, humongous prize, right. And so they are tweaked occasionally to respond to supply and demand issues and demand only, and generate bigger jackpots, and that's really what that change was designed to do.
Okay. Now, moving to the health of the lottery, you've heard a number of people ask you about the fact that we face we are an aging population here in Pennsylvania. By the year 2020, 2 years from now, our Secretary of Aging, Teresa Osborne, tells us that 20% of our population will be over the age of 60. With that, we would expect draws on our existing programs that the lottery funds for our senior population. Tell us about the health of the lottery and the long-term ability of the lottery to sustain the funding for those programs. And if we are in trouble, tell us about that. So tell us what we have to do.
So the management of the lottery fund, as you know, is not managed by the lottery. We're more the majority of the input side of that fund, the revenue generating side. And I'm pleased to say again, the new programs that we have in place, coupled with the hard work of the 9,200 retailers we already have. So we are better prepared for the future than we've ever been. The iLottery program and Monitor Games are going to help us broaden our reach in retailers and types of businesses selling our product, broaden our reach in the people who are playing the game and attracted to the games, and therefore stabilizing that revenue stream for many years to come. That said, ours is we're selling a product that people don't need. This is an entertainment product, and we have to keep in mind that we are always competing for top of mind awareness, competing against many other things. Anything else you can do with that extra dollar in your pocket is essentially competition for the lottery. And so we will always, we have been and will continue to be looking for new opportunities to generate money well into the future. Small opportunities, big opportunities, all opportunities.
Okay, but the takeaway from your testimony is that the Pennsylvania Lottery is a healthy product, and it is positioned well for sustaining the kind of programs that our seniors depend on here in Pennsylvania, even given the expected increase in the senior population.
That's correct. Our lottery is one of the top performing lotteries in the nation, one of the most profitable, and one of the most efficient. and is positioned to continue to be that well into the future, as long as we keep getting the support that we've been enjoying and being able to respond to changing market conditions and demands of retail and demands of players. As long as we continue to be able to think and act like a business in that regard, we're going to continue to grow.
Okay. One final follow-up. Can you provide the Appropriations Committee with a listing of the various senior programs that are funded through the lottery?
Absolutely, and I'd encourage you to check out our website at palottery.com. There's a great Who Benefits section that has an interactive map that describes by county all the different amounts that go to each, prizes that are paid to that county, and all the different funding for the benefit programs by county. But we can also supply that in writing as well.
And if I
Thank you,
could
Drew.
jump
Okay.
in there, and I apologize, Mr. Chairman, but just to add a little bit of additional information, the governor's budget, taking account of the new games that have been added to the mix, as well as making changes in the programs that are funded, does get us to the point where we can reestablish a reserve in the lottery fund of $75 million a few years out. And I think that indicates some confidence that we're getting back to stable funding for those programs.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.